Okay, so uh, the title "Breaking Away." When I thought about this or what I wanted to do, I didn't really have a name for it. Titled it "Breaking Away." I think I knocked my camera a little bit. That's why it's a little off to the. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter because we're live. Okay, so check it out now. In Afro-Cuban music, you'll hear the percussionist or the drummer, he'll be playing the rhythms and then he'll break away and then come right back, right? So he does little fills here and there, right? So in order to break away from the actual groove, you got to have the groove in here, right? You got to have this. You got to have that, ready in your arsenal, right? That's got to be a normal thing, right? Those little things. That's what I'm talking about. If you're not able to break away from the ride or the cowbell, the Cascara, and then come right back to the Cascara, you don't have it in here and in here yet. But the good news is you can develop that. And don't try it. Just sit. The more you get used to it, you'll be able to throw. Right, so the more you actually, no, the way I'm going to say it is it's all about groove. Let's put it that way, okay? Nothing replaces the groove. So all this cool stuff. Because that's what's going to get you to dance. That's going to get people to dance. And people want to dance. That's the whole thing. People want to get up and groove. That's the whole point. And that's the whole role of a drummer, okay? It's not about doing all these cool licks. I mean, sure, does it add? Yeah, if you're the only drummer there, of course. But here's the thing. If you can't break away from the groove, sit there and work on that groove until you feel you can break away. And you'll know because while you're doing the grooves, you'll have that Cascara and that clave in your head and right here, right? It'll just be a part of you. All right, and by the way, that's how you get to soloing. Okay, that's how you get to soloing because breaking away. Don't just play your normal Cascara. And then when you're ready, then you get into it and you put some percussive elements into it, right? But if you notice, I'm playing off those rhythms. That's how you break away. It's really not that complicated. You got to have the grooves first. The grooves are the foundation for all this, all that other stuff. I mean, it's great to be able to do that in the middle of the groove. Right? And then come right back. Well, in order to do that, you got to have that solid foundation, which is this. And that is the glue that holds it together, that allows you to come right back after like a cool little. don't have the groove together, you can't break away and have some fun. So, a lot of times I tell my students, when they have trouble doing the fill and then coming back into the groove, that transition's hard because the groove's not there, or it's not there enough to the point where they know, okay, I can come back to this and be fine, right? The groove should be your safety net because that's the thing that doesn't suffer, and it can't suffer, because people want to dance. I mean, if your groove sucks, people aren't going to dance. You know what I mean? Right? So if you develop your groove, everything else. If you notice, just now, I built up to those cool things. I made sure to, just kind of play with the groove a little bit. And then everything kind of just started to come out. And I played off of those Cascara and clave rhythms. It's essential, right? I mean, a lot of people just want to get to all this, all that stuff first. Well, you can't, because you're for all intents and purposes, you're not going to be a very good drummer. But foundation for, right? So when it comes, especially to Afro-Cuban stuff, I'm done. So when it comes to Afro-Cuban stuff, in order to break away, you really have to have your groove there, because if it's not there, you're not going to have anything to come back to when you do break away, and then it's going to be a train wreck, if that makes any sense. But the good news is, this is what you do. You start that groove and you stay there. You don't let anything get in the middle of that. You don't let your head get in the middle of the groove. You don't let any, you just stay there. That's what you do, okay? And if you do that, you'll be just fine. I've taught many to do these things, and a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of drummers care about the fills a little more than the grooves. Well, that's ass backwards. And that's a problem because, I mean, say one of my students is working on a song, right? And this happens all the time. They'll be doing the groove, and then they'll be listening to the song. They'll play the groove, and then they hear that fill, and then they immediately try to get the fill. But the problem is, here's the fill. They're back here because they're like, oh yeah, the fill. Let me try and get that. And yet everything's back here now, and the crash is off. It's on like the E of one or the N of one, and everything just got fucked up. Well, that's a problem because if you're not sure, keep playing groove. Just when in doubt, play groove. That should never suffer. In Afro-Cuban, in rock, in jazz, I don't care what it is, right? So that's the thing. Don't get fooled by all these, drummers on YouTube and Instagram, and they're doing all these things. That's great. I'd love to see them in a band setting. All they're doing is playing in their room or their basement, So anyway, it's really hot in here because I just set up the vocal booth, so that's taking up space, and it's full of comforters and makeshift vocal booths. So anyway, okay, so we're gonna have a new live stream at 2 called Building Time, and I'm really excited about that because it deals with a lot of timekeeping stuff, which is a lot of fun. So I'm very excited about it. And then at 4 we have our rock styles live stream, so that'll be fun too. And that's about it. So don't get crazy with the the fills. Just develop that groove, get that groove in there, and everything else will be there. Okay, see you guys soon.